Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy Rudy Ortiz, SoCal Epoxy Pools, coming at you today with another episode of doing it yourself when it comes to pool restorations and epoxy pool paint. Today we are here in the city of Orange and we are working on this pool that needs an upgrade. So basically we're doing a conversion from a fiberglass pool to a epoxy pool, and we're getting rid of the shell that sits above the pre-existing flooring and walls of this particular swimming pool. If your pool's from the 70s or 80s, a lot of those pools that were built in that era, they will have fiberglass, and fiberglass is cool because it tends to keep the water a little bit warmer, especially during the winter, and it's actually good for thermal heat. But when it comes to the wear and tear on it, a lot of the pools that were built in the 70s and 80s are kind of finding their way around to 2025, 2026, and a lot of those pools are looking like they need help. So what I mean by that is basically they're coming up on the shell. You get a lot of that from wear and tear over the years. Put chemicals in the pool, got a lot of different types of chemicals that go into the water, and so over time it'll eat away at your fiberglass, and that's kind of what we have going on here. So I'll show you guys a few pictures of what the pool looks like right now, and that way you guys can get an idea of what it is. And then basically what we're doing again is we're pulling the whole shell out completely because this pool is pretty bad. So hopefully you guys can tune into this video and find it helpful. And again, this is swimming pool restorations from the fiberglass to today's epoxy, modern day application. So we're going from the 70s to the 2020s, and stay tuned. But yeah, you can see it warped. This thing is completely warped. So on this side here, see that? It's just the liner. So you can hear the shell cracking already. And that's just simply because this thing is pretty much done deal. So see how we can easily make sure it starts to raise the shell. So the whole shell is going to come off. We're going to get it down to the shell and get this bad boy looking great. Some more of that fiberglass coming up. That's all going to come up. So other than that, looking forward to a good restoration. And yeah, it's gonna look sharp. So typically we just grab a shovel and we plow underneath the fiberglass until it comes up. But in this case, it was fairly easy to remove, only because the shell was so old and the fiberglass pretty much just kind of tore up from the ground. So making it pretty easy to remove the fiberglass all around the pool. So we are all wrapped up with day number 1 of the restoration of this fiberglass top coat pool. And let me show you guys all the debris that we got out. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but this is a 1-ton container. Shout out to my people over at Redbox, and we're able to get all the trash debris that we needed to get out into the box. So if you guys need a dumpster and you guys are in California somewhere, you might want to check them out. Redbox. And so here we are on day number 2, and basically what we're doing here, what we all already did, was remove the top shell out of the swimming pool here on the subflooring area. There's fiberglass debris scattered everywhere. This is all fiberglass. It was fiberglass. Now we're back down to the gunite. So as you can see, if you have a fiberglass pool, this is what you're going to find underneath your fiberglass once you remove the actual shell that comes up. But the next step is to acid wash the pool, and the reason we want to do that is because we want to remove any loose debris that still remains on the floor, even though we've hit it with some shovels and we've removed the top coat off. As you can see, there's a lot of debris still, a lot of plaster that's still moist. And that plaster is pretty much no good, so it needs to be repatched. So every little area there that you see that requires to be patched up, we're gonna have to patch up. So, and that includes this here in the staircase as well, all this down below, and everywhere along the side of the pool wall and the pool flooring. So That's where we're at right now. And just keep it rolling. Say what's up, Jason. That's my boy, Jason. All right, keep it rolling. So I didn't want to bore you guys with another acid wash video, but if you guys are looking to find out how to actually do an acid wash in the swimming pool, you can check out my other video that you can find on my page. But again, I didn't really want to keep this short and simple, so that was the reason why we kind of skipped the acid wash part. So as you can note here, basically what I did was I grabbed a angle grinder with the diamond blade tip, and I wanted to make sure that I removed pretty much all the flimsy stuff that was on top of the pool, on the walls, all the worn out plaster that came up after we had acid washed it. And so the idea is to remove any loose or flimsy stuff that comes up, and then repatch it before continuing forward. Also, if you notice, there was some tiles on the step areas, and because this pool was coated with fiberglass, the pre-installed method that they used was to actually put the tiles in and then fiberglass over the tiles. So in order for us to get the proper adhesion with the new epoxy top coat, those tiles had to be removed. And basically what you're seeing here is me removing the tiles and putting them away to try to see if we can restore those later on once we're getting close to finishing the pool. Also, if you guys are looking to find out what type of pool patch products I use, or how to patch up any areas in your pre-existing pool that is primarily plaster, go ahead and check out my other video as well called How to Fix Epoxy. That is also on my page, and you guys can find more information on how to do it step by step on that video there. Again, I was trying to skip the format here and just trying not to bore you guys with too much information with some of the things that I've already shown on other videos of what you can do. So that's the reason why we decided to skip it. So of course the next step is to add the pool patch repair, which again I used the plaster version from the Leslie's Pool Supply store. And basically what you want to do is you want to determine where it is that you're going to be applying that. Some areas, some pools have very little work that needs to be patched up, and there's pools just like this one that requires a lot. So it just depends on what size your pool is and how many areas you feel need to be repaired. But the following step obviously is to determine those areas. Here you see that blue dots you see right here everywhere on the pool. Those are tagged areas, and those all are the areas that we went ahead and pretty much grinded out, patched up, and then sanded down, as you can see here. It takes a couple of days to get it all cleaned up and get it all patched up and get it all sanded down, but it's definitely the technique that is necessary to be able to accomplish a solid foundation to be able to apply the next step, which is going to be the primer application. So this is what we ended up with after we had patched it up, or patched up those areas. And basically this is what you're looking for here. As you can see, this is the step areas. Those have also been replastered, and pretty much anything that you see that's going to be visible or has like crater type of holes on the walls and the surface, you want to make sure that you use the right type of product and apply it appropriately. All right, so here we are on day number 6, and basically we are at the priming stage. If you notice, we've taken care of all the patchwork all the way through, and we primed the walls and patched up the areas around here that need a little bit of paint, or primer, I'm sorry. But look at how nice this turns out. That's the primer wall. That's the jobs that I like to do. I like to make sure that they are gonna be nice and flush, so I use plenty of primer to pretty much white out the walls. So if you're wondering how much primer I recommend, this would be the amount. So for the most part, whenever you apply the primer, you would have already covered the patching areas and have already gone through that particular stage. However, on some occasions, you will need to go back and make additional corrections or repairs with regards to the pool patch before continuing forward. And that's basically what you're seeing here, is me going back and giving it a second look and realizing that there are areas that still needed some patch work to be completed. And that's only because I wanted to make sure that the project was looking as best as possible. And so basically I went back to the areas I had already primed, which were basically the same areas that I had already patched before continuing forward with the last coat of epoxy primer, which again, you can get more information on how to go about applying that if you look up how to fix or how to repair epoxy. It'll show you the details of how to apply the epoxy, how to apply the patch, pool patch product. And I believe on that one I used the Leslie's Pool Supply brand. Here you are looking at a fully primed swimming pool that's pretty much paint ready. And yeah, this is what the surface ended up looking like prior to the last top coat of epoxy application. And this is what you're looking for as well too when you're working on a pool like this. It is a lot of work, but it is definitely worth it. Just to give you guys a better idea of how to go about applying the epoxy primer, again, you can watch my videos that are on my page on how to apply the epoxy primer, but make sure that when you guys are applying it, you use a nice thick coat, as it'll give you the best flush results that will allow you to apply the epoxy paint. So here you see me applying the final top coat of epoxy pool paint, and this is the Olympic brand in a color blue ice. Again, if you're looking for details on how to apply all of the products that I use here, make sure you check out my channel. Each of the descriptions, again, of each of the items that I use and also how to apply them are all on my channel, and you can definitely get a clear view and understanding of how to go about it. But here is the end result. This is the final top coat application once it was complete. And there's some tile areas there that are not painted yet because I needed to make sure that I made the proper adjustments to get those tiles completely installed and reinstalled, actually, since I had initially pulled them out prior to the coat application. But yeah, this is what you're looking for here. This is basically a flush epoxy top coat application. And we covered the primer, we covered the pool patch, we cover all the grinding and all the sanding and basically the acid wash part. Talked about that, and also the removal of the initial fiberglass liner. But if you folks are looking to get your pool restored and you're in the Southern California area, if you have a pool that looks like this or is in need of a upgrade, feel free to shout us out. Send me a message. Definitely available, and if you're in the Southern California area, I can come out and give you guys a free estimate at no cost to you. And here is the beautiful swimming pool once it was refilled with water and looking as lovely as ever. So for all you guys that haven't had a chance to check out my other videos, make sure to do so. And also, if you get a chance to, please hit the like button if you like this video, and also make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I got plenty of videos and plenty of goodies coming up here in the near future with regards to epoxy pool paint and epoxy pool paint products. My name is Rudy Ortiz, and we are SoCal Epoxy Pools. Hopefully you guys were able to get something out of this video. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them on the description below. And again, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. I appreciate everybody's comments and also everybody's questions over the years. And as we continue through the year of 2026, may the good Lord bless all of you. And continue to give you guys knowledge to be able to do anything you put your mind to, including do-it-yourself projects such as this one. Well, with all that said, thank you guys for watching.